अगर filters and slicers already present है तो parameters की ज़रूरत ही क्या है? So this video is for those people who don't know how to use parameters and when to use them. So without further ado, let's just dive into it. So this is my local system and I'm just opening a blank Power BI report. This is not connected to anything. Or the first step, the basic thing that I'm going to do over here is I'm going to write a SQL query to connect to the SSMS setup that I already have in my system. Okay, so मेरे local system में I have a SSMS setup and उसमें AdventureWorks database भी है. If you want to understand how I did it, you can go back to my previous videos. So here I am connecting localhost and यहाँ पे हम SQL एक statement लिख सकते हैं. But before writing any SQL statement directly in Power BI, I'll always prefer to check it first on the database. This is what I always do. So let's just select some table over here, which is sales order header. I think I have selected, yes. And let's query. Okay, so this table has most of the information. It is acting like a fact table. Okay, so that's why I'm connecting to it first. So this is the statement that I will put in the SQL statement box, and I will do OK over here, and it will load the entire table into my database. Okay, so we have to give the AdventureWorks database name also over here. Okay, the database name is compulsory. That is what it is prompting me to write. And let's just wait. Okay, so it is showing me, okay, is whether I want to transform data or whether I want to load it. For now I don't want to do any transformations right now, and I will just load it to show you all actually how much time it takes. Okay, so when I do okay, the query is actually loading the data, and just check that how much time it is taking right now. It is only 31,000 rows. Okay, and it took a lot of time for me to actually take in this data. So after loading it, I want to show you all one thing, that in this data source settings, if you go and if you want to change any source settings, you can change it from here. Okay, so if you want to change the source or the database name, you can do it from here. Of course, you won't be able to change the query directly from here. You have to change it in the transform data, but the other things, source you can change. So now I'm going into the transform data. Now in transform data, if you see on top, you can see my query. Okay, that is select star from sales and sales order header. So just checking on if everything is fine, I will open the source, the applied steps which are there on the right hand side. If you open that, in that you will see the query, and if you want to change the query, you can change it directly from here. Now in Power BI, it is always preferred that we avoid using select star, because it loads all the data first of all, which is not even required. So it is always beneficial for you to identify the columns that are needed for you. If there are any aggregations, you put those aggregations on those columns and then you load those columns. Okay, always preferred. If you want to select, have a where clause, you can have a where clause and only select that much amount of data, and it will be beneficial so that the time to load the data will decrease. Even your refreshes will be very faster if you select the data that you want to show. So I'm just doing that. I want to select certain columns, and I'm selecting certain columns which I want, which are important and mostly required. So I'm just skipping out the other columns over here and writing a simple select statement using the names of the columns. Okay, so I've tested it on my SSMS first. Let's just copy it now on Power BI. So yeah, let's copy it. Okay, and paste it in Power BI. And now load it. Now, if you actually, compare these two statements and check the time, that how much time is required to load both the statements, you will 100% find that the second query, that what I have written, loaded much more quickly. Okay, this is how it helps. Even small things, will reduce a lot of load on your model. I'm just checking over here if everything looks fine. And now we are actually moving into the interesting part of things. So if you see the salesperson ID, I have personally selected the salesperson ID for using as parameters. Okay. So for example, if one salesperson wants to just view their own data and they don't want to view the other salesperson's data, we can actually, have parameters to select only that particular salesperson ID. So I'm doing the same over here. Let's just check first on the in the database. Okay. So where salesperson ID, let's select a particular ID, maybe 279. Yes. And let's just query and check. Yeah. So the query is working fine. Once I've checked it, then I will confirm it on my Power BI. Okay. Always first check it on your system and then on your Power BI. So just let's write the same thing over here and query it. So it should load 429 rows. So just let's see how it is loading. Yeah, now we have got the 279 salesperson ID. Let's just close and apply. So yeah, it loaded 429 rows and only 279 salesperson ID is seen. So this I have done it manually. There is nothing, no rocket science, nothing involved over. So now I will show you how we can use the parameter for doing the same thing. Okay, so I go in manage parameters and set up a new parameter. Give a simple name to your parameter. Okay, over here I'm giving the salesperson ID only as the name because that is what we are changing. Okay, instead of changing it individually, you select the type that you want to actually give, and always remember the type that you are giving. Okay, it is very important. So now if you see the current value that you see over here is 279, which is the value that we have actually given as the manual input. Let's go in the advanced editor and confirm this once again. So if you go at the end, you will see, yes. So where s dot salesperson ID is equal to 279. So this is our manual input and we have to replace this manual input with our parameter. So with this 279, we have to replace it with the name of our parameter, and always when we give the name of the parameter, we have to give it with the ampersand. So we will remove this and we will put ampersand salesperson ID. That is the name of the parameter. Okay, always remember the name of the parameter. The Power BI will 100% prompt you, but you have to remember it so that it will be easier for you. And we replace it with this and then we say done. And here you have to give the permission to run the native database query again. It will run the query and now you will get the data of whatever you have inputted in the current value. Okay, that is 279. So let's just put something else. Okay, so 279 is there. Let's choose something else. Let's put maybe 280. Yes. So now if I put 280, you can see that the query is giving you a warning to edit the permission again and run the native database query. Yes, and now if you see and check, you will see that the 280 salesperson ID has come in. So now what has happened is we have selected one salesperson ID and generated the data for that particular salesperson ID by using the managed parameter. Okay. But what if we needed more salesperson ID? So for that purpose, we will create an Excel sheet and put those salesperson IDs together. So it's like multiple salesperson ID data we are getting in together inside Power BI, but not all. So let's take this Excel sheet inside Power BI. So we will go in our new source and Excel workbook. We will take this Excel workbook inside Power BI. So it has 5 values in it. Okay, so from 279 to 283, I think. Yes. So it has 5 values and we are going to do something by which all these 5 value data will be inside Power BI, not all the data. Okay. But first we have to change the data type of this column, okay, because our managed parameter, the parameter that we had created earlier, had text. That's why I changed the salesperson ID column also into text. Okay, this is the first step that we do. Now we have got multiple salesperson ID inside Power BI, and we need the corresponding data for these salesperson ID. उसके लिए हम क्या करेंगे वो देखिए. हमारी जो क्वेरी वन है, जो सबसे फर्स्ट डेटा जो हमने लिया है, उस डेटा को हम लोग रेफरेंस करेंगे. We will create a function on top of that data and name it as maybe get salesperson ID. Okay, let's create that function. Now once this function is created, this function I am going to invoke inside the values, the Excel sheet that we have loaded inside Power BI. Okay, so let's invoke this function. We can name the column as get salesperson ID or any other thing. Now what this exactly does is that the query one which we had actually created, okay, with the manage parameter for one value, this custom function will make it happen for each row, that is for all the values. Okay, so we give the data and we click OK, edit permission, and now if you see, this query is actually running for each and every value of the salesperson ID that we have given from the Excel sheet. So ideally it will run 5 times. Okay, so this is what we are continuously doing over here, running the native query. So let us run this native query first. After running all the queries, we see that we get the data corresponding to each salesperson ID over here. Okay, if we expand this data, the get salesperson ID data, we will get each and every column into corresponding to this particular value. Okay, so we will load this and we will see that the salesperson ID and corresponding data for the salesperson ID, the columns which we had actually taken, are all present over here. Okay, so this is how we have got the data with for only 5 salespersons. But over here, there is one important thing, which is that the query one and this sheet one both are giving us the same kind of data. Okay, if you load it into the Power BI service, or the maybe you will get confused or the client may get confused. So it is you have to disable the load for query one, so that only the sheet one will be visible, or whichever data you need will be visible and the other data won't get loaded. So let us just close and apply and see over here. So we can see that the data is getting loaded over here, and there are only 1200 rows approximately which are present for those 5 values, and the data will look like this, and the column names will be according to the function that you have actually made. So let's see. Okay, let's see if we can add some other IDs also in this Excel sheet and refresh the data and get the data for these IDs also. So we can add 276 and 277, and now we will see if we can actually get this data just by refreshing the schema. Now here I am refreshing the schema and the data both. You can refresh the data also, no problem, but let's just refresh them both. Run the native query 2 times because we have added 2 extra values, and now we will see that 276 and 277 have also been added without doing anything else. Okay, we have changed the data which comes from the database in itself. Okay, it's a very handy tool to have and to work with, and parameters are something which will make your life very easy with Power BI. This is just a basic example that I have given. I'll also give some other uses and advantages of parameters below in the description. So do check that. And thank you for staying till now. Bye bye and happy learning.